my name's Tom, coming to you from lovely Paraguay. I wanted to speak to you a little bit today about retiring in South America. I'm 51, and what I am finding is that most Americans are pretty concerned about if they're going to be able to retire or what kind of lifestyle they're going to have. Social Security is not in great shape. Medicare is a mess, and at some point you may have to take care of yourself with the money you have or with the small money that you can accumulate. For instance, on Social Security, if you're making $1,000 a month or $1,200 a month, you're barely getting by in America. In fact, you're not getting by, you're falling farther and farther behind. In a lovely place like Paraguay, you are actually living quite well on that type of money. So let's talk about Paraguay. Why Paraguay? Well, Paraguay is pretty easy to get residency, which means you can stay as long as you want. With residency, you can travel pretty much throughout South America without much trouble. You can own a car, you can have a phone, you can rent an apartment, you can buy property, you can own a business. So for retirement, Paraguay is quite nice in that the cost of living here is very reasonable. To eat out is 1/3 to 1/2 the cost that you would pay in the U.S. Fuel is about the same price right now. It's about $4 a gallon. But with taxis and everything, depending on where you live, you probably won't need a car. Most people that I've spoken to don't pay for any type of insurance. I went to the doctor the other day for a checkup and it cost me $17 US. So there are a lot of opportunities here if you want to find a relaxing lifestyle, if you want to be able to kick back and relax to make your money go further, and you can enjoy the weather. The weather here in the winter is just gorgeous, and it's opposite of the U.S. So when it's hot in the U.S., it's considered cool down here. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening, and it's about 80 degrees. I'm sitting out by the pool. It's a beautiful night. Come summer, it does get hot. I'm not going to kid you about that. It does get hot. Most places are air conditioned. Any place you're going to be staying, you'll want to find something with air conditioning. But you're going to find that the shopping's great. There's supermarkets. People think that if they step outside of the U.S., they're going to get mugged. They're going to get killed. And I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen. Can it happen? Sure. Is it going to happen? Almost assuredly not. Americans are pretty sheltered. In fact, only 23% of Americans even have a passport. But the latest statistic I read was that 10% of Americans are considering retirement overseas. And you have to ask yourself why. And I think there's primarily two reasons. One is they're concerned about the lifestyle they're going to be able to achieve in the U.S. Even assuming Social Security and Medicare are there, the amount that they're going to be able to pay is going to be so small that you're not going to be able to live any kind of a decent lifestyle. However, in Paraguay, much of South America, Asia, there are beautiful places, safe places, lovely places where they like Americans and where your money will go in incredibly long ways. The average salary here is less than $5,000 a year, although it's growing. It has a very fast growing economy. So if you're coming down and you're making $15,000, $20,000 a year, you're considered to be doing quite well. And I think you'll be very pleased at the type of lifestyle you can live here. The second option is that people are afraid that as they get older, it's going to be more and more difficult to get health care in the U.S., depending on how things go under the health care laws they've passed. As you get older, rationing may occur. And in countries like Paraguay and other South American countries, healthcare is actually not reasonably, quite affordable. And what you need, you can actually pay for out of pocket, and you'll find it's not the financial burden that it would be in the U.S. Medical care down here is quite good. Dental care is fine. They've got an optician. For glasses, it seems like on every block. Everything that you have in America, you're going to have here, except the expense, the hassle, and the heavy-handed government. A lot of retirees are just looking for something that's a little more free, that's a little more fresh, that feels a little less constricting. And that's why expats are flocking to South America. Not Paraguay so much yet, although Paraguay is the gem that I think is going to be hitting its stride here within the next 4 to 5 years. Land is still available. We're looking at some land. It's about $1,000 a hectare, which is 2.2 acres, or about $400 an acre. So you can buy land here very reasonably. The Paraguayans like Americans. There's only about 6 million Paraguayans, so there's not a ton of people here. It's about the size of California. And as soon as you get out of the Ascension, which is the capital, as soon as you get out of that region, you're going to find that the population levels drop off. There's a lot of open spaces. When you fly to Paraguay, you will fly into Ascension. The airport is nice. You're going to probably come through Panama unless you come direct through another gateway city. But what you're going to see is that your money goes a long way. You're very comfortable here. All the things you're reading that Paraguay is dangerous is not true. I've been in a lot of South American countries, a lot of Asian countries, and most are far more dangerous than Paraguay. They do have a couple issues which I don't care for, is that people open up their window and toss out trash, but no place is perfect. They do have people sweeping the streets, but littering is a bit of a problem here. Things move a little bit slower, so you're going to have to learn to relax. But from a retirement perspective, I think Paraguay is something you should certainly consider. It pays to come down, check things out for a few days. Actually, you should probably come down, spend 1 or 2 weeks, see what you like. The first time I was in Paraguay, I found that it was much nicer than I'd originally given it credit for. I'd read all the reports, and I was a little concerned, frankly. But when I got here, I realized virtually none of it was true. When I talk to people down here and I tell them I'm from America, they say, oh, America's a dangerous place. They read about a shooting like the shooting in Colorado or a shooting in Miami or something like that, and they assume it's everywhere. And it's the same thing when you're looking at reports from Paraguay. It's not the case. The police here are very serious about security. You commit a crime in Ascension here, I'll lay money that you won't make it 1 block down the street before they got you face down in the street. They take it very seriously. There's virtually no crime against tourists, and virtually no crime that I've seen in the time I've been here. So put Ascension on your places to visit. Check it out. You can also contact us. We can make arrangements, help you do hotels. And if you decide Ascension or Paraguay or South America is someplace that you might like to consider retirement, we can help you to start establishing residency. It does take a number of years depending on where you're going. We do everything legally. If you're a crook, if you've got a bad legal record, we're not going to be interested in working with you. Simply because that's not what we do. The people with whom we work are legitimate, they're honest, they're hardworking, and they don't work with criminals, and they will not work with people who are trying to avoid problems in their home country. This is for people who want an alternative outside of America or people who want to retire. So we look forward to hearing from you. We'd love to talk to you. We'll be happy to speak with you on the phone when we're in the country or via email. And you can contact us and we will be happy to assist you. Looking forward to seeing you in Paraguay.